It's a mark of maturity of electric car technology that there is now a very fast-growing market for what we call premium-branded luxury EVs. It was a segment created a decade ago by Tesla, but plenty of manufacturers are now desperate to be seen to be at the very forefront of it. Welcome to a new episode where we discuss the 5 best luxurious electric SUVs available in 2021. Please subscribe and turn on the bell button to get the latest updates about new videos if you are new to our channel. Glad to have supporters. BMW iX3. Well. A whole 7 years after the i3, BMW brings out its second full electric car. And this time it looks normal. Normal as usual X3 model inside and out. Almost. This means the battery isn't as big as you might expect, and it has to hang below the floor so there isn't as much ground clearance as a full SUV. It's rear drive only and there's no front boot. Interestingly, it has only one powertrain. No wide selection of different battery packs or electric motors. Just wondering if one can get M badge on iX3. Probably the badge only. The WLTP range is an excellent 285 miles, or around 460 kilometers. And this small battery will charge fast, because it'll accept a 150 kilowatt charge. It's for people who want a crossover, not for off-roading, but because of the high driving position and big boot totaling to 510 liters of space. Parked alongside another X3, recognize it by the new front end and rear bumper. No grille, no exhaust, and the aero wheels. The iX3 is unusually conservative with never brutal acceleration, even when you mash the pedal as an opposite to Audi E-tron and Mercedes EQC. With just the one motor, 0 to 60 takes 6.8 seconds. The total power counts to 286 ponies and a torque of 400 Newton meters. The battery is a modest 74 kilowatt hours usable. However, the range of 285 miles for the size of the battery is more than adequate and beats both the Audi e-tron and Mercedes EQC. Energy consumption is around 206 watt-hours per kilometer or 331 watt-hours per mile. BMW iX3 price starts at around €66,000 in Europe before incentives. Jaguar I-Pace. The 2021 Jaguar I-Pace is a fascinating all-electric crossover that looks good and drives well. Its luxury designation and price will limit its mainstream popularity, but there's no denying that the I-Pace's futuristic facade captures the imagination. The I-Pace uses 2 concentric electric motors, one on each axle for permanent 4-wheel drive, producing 394 horsepower and 696 Newton meters of torque. That energy provides quick and effortless acceleration to zip between city stoplights and pass slowpokes on the highway with 0 to 60 in just 4.5 seconds. The lithium-ion battery is sized at 90 kilowatt hours and allows to achieve claimed 253 mile or around 410 kilometer range. Surprisingly, the boot is one of the largest among similar-sized electric SUV and totals to 557 liters, almost identical to much larger-looking Skoda Enyaq 4. The downside of this car is the power consumption, which is around 232 watt-hours per kilometer, or 373 watt-hours per mile, due to the weight and the power. Therefore, even the battery of 90 kilowatt-hours seems to be much bigger than, for instance, the one of Kia e-Niro totaling of 64 kilowatt-hours. The latter will cover a longer distance due to much lower power consumption. This also means that with the DC power of up to 77 kilowatt-hours, maximum for Kia e-Niro, one will spend more time charging I-Pace than e-Niro to cover the same range. Jaguar I-Pace starts at around $70,000 in the US, and from €66,000 in Europe before incentives. Mercedes-Benz EQC. If you've ever been in one of Mercedes' mini SUVs, the EQC will feel very like them, except with silent electric power, because that's what it is. Both outside and inside, the EQC has remarkably similar proportions to the GLC. Among the first wave of posh electric crossovers, it's quite small. The Jaguar I-Pace is similar in footprint, but has a significantly longer wheelbase to improve cabin room. The Audi e-tron is bigger, and the Tesla Model X far bigger. And yet, the Mercedes is the heaviest of the lot, at 2.5 tons. Here's why. The EQC has the same suspension and most of the underbody as the GLC. To make sure it behaves in the same protective way in a crash, it even has steel tube replicas of the combustion car's engine block and gearbox housing. Except here they mostly enclose fresh air rather than pistons and gears. So you don't get the airy cabin or flat floor of a Tesla or Jaguar. EQC has a decent boot totaling 500 liters. It's smaller than the load bays you get in an I-Pace, e-tron, and Model X. But there's still space for a few large suitcases or a couple of sets of golf clubs. The EQC officially goes 255 miles, or 410 kilometers, between full charges holding 80 kilowatt-hour battery. Acceleration is solid, thanks to front and rear motors producing of 204 horsepower each, with stunning torque of 760 newton meters. The 0 to 60 number is 5.1 seconds. And it'll get close to that even in poor grip because the traction control is so good. Energy consumption for Mercedes EQC is around 216 watt-hours per kilometer or 348 watt-hours per mile. Mercedes-Benz EQC price starts at around $68,000 in the US and from 66,000 euros in Europe before incentives. Audi E-tron. The Audi E-tron is an electric car for those who want to keep their EV preference under the radar, while enjoying those traditional virtues of a spacious interior with a seriously roomy boot totaling 660 liters. It's an alternative to the Mercedes EQC and Jaguar I-Pace. E-tron is very comfortable to drive and has spacious back seats. The E-tron comes in several flavors. The e-tron 55 with 402 horsepower, up to 252 miles of range came first. Now there's a cheaper e-tron 50 with less power and a smaller battery, 309 horsepower up to 195 miles or 314 kilometers of range, as well as a tri-motor e-tron S, 496 horsepower, 223 miles or 360 kilometers of range. The e-tron 55 holds 95 kilowatt-hours battery and sprints from 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds, while both versions of e-tron 50 have 71 kilowatt-hour battery and make 0 to 60 in 6.8 seconds. The most powerful version e-tron S55, with a torque of 973 newton meters, sprints from 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds, with the help of 503 ponies motor. Because the e-tron's based on an adapted platform, same as Mercedes EQC, it's a very heavy car. Energy consumption for e-tron starts from 231 watt-hours per kilometer or 372 watt-hours per mile. Audi e-tron price starts at around $66,000 in the US and from 69,000 euros in Europe before incentives. (2021) Tesla Model X. This is one of the electric cars frontiers with a history that started in 2015 and is based on the brand's iconic Model S sedan. The vehicle is notable in that it uses Falcon wing doors for passenger access. 2021 Tesla Model X SUV wows with its top-hinge rear doors and impresses with its long-range battery capacity. The Model X's electric motors provide on-demand all-wheel drive and performance car acceleration. Handling is surprisingly nimble for an SUV of this size, too. The added practicality of the Model X's optional third row of seats should appeal to family-oriented buyers. The Model X has received a stylish refresh both inside and out for 2021. Cleaner lines give the SUV a more modern appearance on the outside, while the cabin benefits from a redesigned infotainment display and a new F1-style square steering wheel. The lineup now consists of the long-range and the performance-oriented Plaid models. The Plaid model with its 3 electric motors is sure to deliver brutal acceleration, but it's mighty expensive. And its 360-mile or 547 kilometers estimated driving range isn't as long as the less expensive long-range model, so we'd save the cash. The long-range model offers up to 380 miles or 580 kilometers of estimated driving range, and still feels mighty quick, thanks to the immediacy of the electric motor's power delivery. Long-range Model X comes standard with 2 electric motors, one at the front axle and one at the rear, which enables all-wheel drive capability. This setup is plenty swift and makes 670 horsepower. Tesla claims a 0 to 60 of 3.8 seconds. The 1,020 horsepower 3-motor Plaid high-performance variant is boasting a claimed 0 to 60 time of 2.5 seconds. Handling is respectable, but the Model X's party trick is really the strong acceleration generated by its electric motors. Energy consumption for Model X starts from 189 watt-hours per kilometer, or 304 watt-hours per mile. This is the best result for all 5 cars discussed. 2021 Tesla Model X price starts at around $83,000 in the US and from 96,000 euros in Europe before incentives. Thank you for visiting. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you are new to our channel. See you in future episodes.